this particular intellectual property rights, what are they going to take the rights on the inventions? Obviously, it gives the right to the person or to the inventor to make money from their inventions. Patent laws will be taken for the products and whatever the goods they invent, but here in copyrights, they will take copyrights on software, music, arts and audio visuals. While they're giving patent for a particular invention, yes, obviously they are supposed to keep it in the public place and they are supposed to pass the test. Hello everyone, I'm Arun Kumar, lecturer in Department of Commerce and Management, Vidhyaashram, First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. Dear students, welcome to this new session number 3 on unit number 4. The chapter name is Economic Laws. So in the earlier sessions with respect to this unit, we discussed about FEMA Act 1999, where it deals with the foreign exchange and the terminologies comes under the foreign exchange and why the FEMA came into existence. Earlier to FEMA, what and all the laws we had with respect to the foreign exchange. So in this particular session, dear students, we are going to learn about the intellectual property rights. That is, in short, we call it as IPR, that is intellectual property rights. So what is this intellectual property right? So what is this right? Okay, if you take the rights like right to purchase, right to sell, okay, right to question. So like this, right is nothing but holding some authority against a product or against a person or against something. That is called right. Okay, holding some authority is called the right. So what right we are going to hold? What kind of authority we are going to hold with respect to intellectual property? Okay, so this is one of the most important topics where you are going to learn about the rights, what you are going to get and in what way you are supposed to get the rights or the authority on a particular product or on a particular technology. So intellectual property rights, in short IPR, refers to the legal rights granted to the inventor or manufacturer to protect their inventions or manufacture product. Yes, it clearly says that the intellectual property rights refers to the legal right granted to the inventor. That means if you are inventing something, okay, if you are inventing something, if you are finding out anything new, for that they are going to give you the legal right. For example, if you are inventing a new mobile phone, then you can get the intellectual property right. You can get the legal right so that the other can't copy that same featured mobile phone. And another example, electronic bike. Okay, if you are manufacturing an electronic bike, that electronic or the electric bike, whatever you are going to manufacture, for that you are going to claim a right by stating that this is the unique electric vehicle what I invented. On this I want the intellectual property right. Then what the authority will do, what the government will do, they look into each and every aspect and they'll give you the right, that to a legal right on that particular electric scooter or electric bike, so that the other person can't copy the features, what and all the features you invented as a new invention. So that is what it clearly says. It gives the legal rights to the inventor or the manufacturer, their inventions or manufactured products. And these legal rights confer an exclusive right to the inventor or to the manufacturer or its operator who makes full use of his invention product for a limited period of time. So this intellectual property rights give you the exclusive rights on the inventor. Okay, it gives you the exclusive right to the inventor or the manufacturer of the product, so who makes full use of his invention or the product for a limited period of time. That means for a limited period of time, he can make full use of the product and he can be the boss on that particular product. No one can copy the features of that particular product. In other words, we can say that the legal rights prohibited all other form using the intellectual property for commercial purpose without the prior consent of the intellectual property right holders. We can say that the legal rights prohibit all other from using the intellectual property from the commercial purpose without the consent of the person who invented that product or anything. Okay. For example, if you invent something, for example, if you invent an electric bike, then without the consent of you, without your permission, the other persons can't use it for commercial purpose for a limited period of time. And the IP rights includes trademarks or trade secrets, utility models, patents, trademarks, geographical indications, industrial design, layout design of integrated circuits, copyright and related rights, and new varieties of plants. It is very well settled that IP plays an important role in the modern economy. Yes, this intellectual property right, that is the right to take some permission for the inventions, it includes so many aspects. So which are those aspects? Those aspects are patent, copyright, new varieties of plants, and related rights with respect to the circuits or copyrights and all. So this intellectual property right, IP, is very much important in the modern economy. So in the modern economy, if you go inventing more new technologies, so that the economy will develop, the country will develop. And also in this modern economy, we are supposed to invent more and more to become the fast growing country in the world. So with that intention, if we give rights on the products what the particular person invents, so that the people will be more interested to create their own products and to contribute for the economical development of the country. And the meaning of intellectual property rights. So what exactly it means? So the intellectual property right is a kind of legal right that protects a person's artistic works, literary works, inventions or discoveries, or a symbol or design for a specific period of time. Yes, again, the intellectual property right is a kind of legal right. It's a kind of legal rights that protect the invention of the person. The person who is going to invent any products or anything relating to artistic works or anything relating to literary works. So this legal right is going to protect his work or his invention for a specific period of time. And intellectual property owners are given certain rights by which they can enjoy this property without any disturbance and prevent others from using them. Along these rights are also called monopoly rights of exploitation. They are limited in geographical range, time and scope. Yes, here the person who is going to invent the product or anything, that person will be having all the rights to a maximum extent to enjoy his inventions, so that he can use it for his personal, not only the personal, for the societal benefit and also for the society development. And although these rights are also called monopolistic rights, yes, if IP is given, the property right is given, then only that person is supposed to use it. Only that person can manufacture those kind of products. So that is why we call it as monopoly rights of exploitation. They are limited in geographical range, time and scope. That means it is very limited. Whatever we are giving the rights, the permission to that person on a particular product, that will be for a limited time period. It is not for the lifetime. And the scope of intellectual property. So in which and all the areas this particular intellectual property right is applicable and how it works. So if you look into that, the scope of intellectual property rights, that is IP rights, is broad. Two classification modes are used to determine whether IP is copyright or industrial property. That is, intellectual property is a copyright or it is an industrial property. Okay. So industrial properties include patents or inventions, trademarks, trade names, biodiversity, plant breeding rights, and other commercial interest. So here, so it's an industrial or a copyright. So if it comes to industrial rights, so in industrial property rights, it includes all the patents, inventions, trademarks and trade names, and plant breeding rights and other commercial purposes with respect to industrial properties. And a patent gives its holder an exclusive right to use the intellectual property for the purpose of making money from the inventions. Yes, obviously, this particular intellectual property right, what are they going to take the rights on the inventions? Obviously, it gives the right to the person or to the inventor to make money from their inventions. And the invention is itself a new creation, process, machine or manufacture. So invention is the thing, but it will be a new thing. It is a new process which is, find it out by a particular person or by a inventor. So it is a new creation of a person, or it's a new process created by a person, or new manufacture created by a person or by a inventor. Having copyright does not give the exclusive rights to an idea, but it protects the expression of ideas that are different from the patent. So here, for example, electric scooter. If you are manufacturing a unique electric scooter and if you have patents for that electric scooter or electric bike, that doesn't mean that the other should not manufacture electric bike. They can manufacture electric bike, but they can't manufacture the electric bike with the same specification how you manufactured the electric bike and on what you taken the patent on the electric bike. They can manufacture the similar electric bike with a different features. So if you are taking the patent for a particular invention, that doesn't mean that the other should not produce the same kind of products. They can produce the same kind of products, but the product should be in a similar way, but not exactly what you produced. Copyright covers many fields from art and literary to scientific works and software. So in patent, we are going to take industrial properties, we are going to take the patents and other kind of intellectual property rights. But with respect to copyrights, so under copyrights, you can take copyrights for the arts and literary works and to scientific works, and also on the softwares you can take the copyrights. That means only you can use that particular software, not the other person. Okay, and only the way of you produce the software, the same way the other should not produce. Okay, the way you created, the way you frame the software, in the same way the others can't frame the new software. If they want to frame the new software with similar kind of thing, they are supposed to create the new software, but not exactly how you created the software. Even music and audiovisuals works are covered by copyright laws. Yes, even the music and audio works also comes under the copyright laws. The duration of copyright's production exists 60 years after the death of the creator. In other words, an author's book is copyrighted for his entire life and then 60 years after his death. That means the copyrights will be given up to the 60 years after the death of a particular creator of the music or the any software. So if a person has created a music up to his lifetime plus 60 years after his death, up to that time no one can use that without the permission of the particular who is responsible for that particular music. So after 60 years anyone can use it. Unlike the patent laws, there is no requirement of the administrative process in copyright laws. Yes, in patent laws it's purely different, and in copyright laws it is purely different. Patent laws will be taken for the products and whatever the goods they invent, but here in copyright they will take copyrights on software, music, arts and audio visuals. So this is the main difference between this with respect to industrial properties and the copyrights. So in these two areas, the intellectual property rights is very famous and it is more in use. Next, if you look into the kinds of intellectual property rights, so we have different types of intellectual property rights. In that, we have copyright, patent, trademark, geographical indications, industrial design and plant variety. That means we can take the rights, intellectual property rights on different inventions with different names. So you can take the copyright on say for example on audio visuals or on music you can take copyrights, and patents on any products, trademarks on any kind of trademarks what you have for your brand, and next thing is geographical indications, industrial design and the plant variety. These are the different types of or the kinds of intellectual property rights what we have. But for you in this semester, you are supposed to concentrate more on the Patent Act. So what is this Patent Act? Why it is required and what is the process of taking the patent? Everything you're going to study more about this particular concept in this semester. So these are the types of intellectual property rights what we have. Next, moving on to know the meaning of patent. So what is this patent? Introduction to patent. A patent is an exclusive right granted by this government to the inventor to exclude others to use, make and sell an invention in a specific period of time. Yes, patent is a exclusive right granted by the government. Patent is a right exclusively granted by the government to the inventor. That means the person who is going to invent, who is going to create a product, for him the government is going to give exclusive right to that person to use that product by other people. If other people are manufacturing the same product, then that person can take action against that people. So it is a exclusive right given to the inventor to exclude others to use, make and sell. So others, without the permission of the inventor of the product, they can't use or they can't sell or they can't manufacture the same kind of product which is invented by a person and where that person has taken the patent on that product for a specific period. So as always, it's for a specific period, not for the whole lifetime. A patent is also available for improvement in their previous inventions. Yes, if any invention is done earlier, like 5 years back or 10 years back, 20 years back, and if there is any improvisation in that particular invention, on the improvisation also we can take the patent. And the main motto to enact patent law is to encourage inventors to contribute more in the field of awarding them exclusive rights for their inventions. Yes, the main intention of giving patents is to encourage the inventors. So without giving patents, for example, if I invent something new, some new product, others will copy it and no use for inventing that product. So what I'll do, I'll get demotivated and I'll not invent any new products. If the government give me the patent for the product what I produced, okay, so for certain period, other people can't produce the same product. In that time, they'll get more interest in creating more new products or inventing more new inventions so that we can develop the country by inventing more and more new products. So with that intention, they are giving exclusive rights to the inventor to use that product for a specific period. Except him, others cannot use without the permission of the inventor of that particular product. So they award the exclusive rights to the inventors of the product. In modern terms, the patent is usually referred to as a right granted to the inventors for his invention. Yes, as I said, for his inventions, the rights will be given. That is called the patent. Who will give the rights? The government will give the rights to the inventor of the invention. And any new useful and non-obvious process, machine, article of manufacture or composition matter. The word patent refers from a Latin term pater, which means to lay open. Example, to make available for public inspection, there are 3 basic tests for any invention to be patentable. So while they're giving patent, while they're giving patent for a particular invention, yes, obviously they are supposed to keep it in the public place and they are supposed to pass the test. So there are 3 basic tests for any invention to be patentable. That means if they want to give patent for a particular invention, they are supposed to undergo through 3 tests. So then only the patent will be awarded or given to a particular invention. So what are those 3 steps we have? So first step is the invention must be novel. That means thereby that the invention must not be in existence. That means whatever the inventions you are doing, whatever the inventions you are doing, that must be a new invention that should not be exist at present. The invention must not be exist at present. That invention must be a new invention. Secondly, the invention must be non-obvious. That means the invention must be a significant improvement to the previous one. Mere change in technology will not give the right of the patent to the inventor. That means whatever you produced earlier, the improvisation of that particular product or the goods, that should be extraordinary thing. That should have some significant, that should have some important features. Then only the patent will be given on the particular product. Thirdly, the invention must be useful in a bona fide manner. The invention must be useful in a bona fide manner. That means thereby the invention must not be solely used any illegal work and is useful to the world in a bona fide manner. That means the invention should be useful for the world. That invention must be useful for the whole country and the whole world. It should not be used for any illegal things. That should be useful for the society. If these all three tests are passed, then only the patent will be given on a particular invention to the inventor. So this is the three steps what they'll follow to give the patent to the particular invention. So next thing, Patent Act 1970. Okay, what is this Patent Act? So now we got to know in general what is patent, on what they give patent, to take patent, every test we are supposed to clear. Next, the meaning exactly, the Patent Act 1970. So the Patent Act 1970 along with the patent rules of 1972 came into force in 20th April 1972. So Act was passed in 1970 and came into existence in 1972, replacing the Indian Patent Design Act of 1911. So in 1911 we had the Indian Patent Design Act, but it is replaced by the Indian Patent Act 1970. The Patent Act is basically based on the recommendations of the report Justice and the Iyengar committee headed by Rajgopal Iyengar. Yes, here this Patent Act 1970 came into existence with the recommendations of Justice and the Iyengar committee headed by Rajgopal Iyengar. And one of the recommendations was the allowance of processes, patents in relation to inventions related to drugs, foods and chemicals. Again, the Patent Act 1970 was amended by the Patent Act 2005 regarding extending product patents in all areas of technology, including food, medicine, chemicals and microbiology. So this Patent Act 1970 is also again amended in the year of 2005, Patent Amended Act 2005, and it is extended to all other fields like food, medicine, chemicals and microorganisms. So this is about the Patent Act, what we are following in India at present. With this, I'm going to wind up this session. I'll meet up you with few more new topics in the upcoming session. Until then, thank you all. Have a nice day. Namaste.